Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another cast with Trend Following Tyson, and happy holidays, happy December. Man, amongst the COVID, I know it's dead right horrible, but still, happy holidays. Good time to be alive. Good time, even better time to be a trader and an entrepreneur in this market. Man, beautiful stuff going on right now as we get into the December analysis. Not much for me. I know I wasn't here for November analysis. Not much for me though. Just sitting in this mainly the same trend following positions. Letting those work, and I'm long FTCH, GME, MRNA, and one or two other small positions I'd have to take a look at, but those are my main core positions. Anyways, yeah, good time to be a trader. Good time to be in the market, man. I'm doing pretty well. I'm just loving the action. Been trading some options, doing pretty well there. So, yeah, good time to be trading. Christmas coming along, right around the corner here. So, you know, hope you guys are in best of spirits, man. Let's get it on here. Let's take up some stuff from Ed Sykota, one of the best trend following traders of all time, and I learned quite a few from this gentleman, along with quite a few other gentlemen. But this guy is by far one of my favorite. In order of importance to me are the long-term trend, the current chart pattern, and picking a good spot to buy or sell. And that's just the core things I go with. The long-term trend, and if we're not in a long-term bullish chart pattern, then you know what, I'm good anyway. That's going to eliminate half of my issues. The second thing is the current chart pattern, meaning where are we at inside that trend? Are we pulling back towards the trend line? Are we making a new high inside that trend? I mean, it's kind of really obvious once you start trend following to know where you're exactly at inside the trend. Either you're breaking a new high, or you're pulling back on the trend line, or your prices are kind of in the middle of just trading in between that support level and that newer high inside the trend. Of course, it's going to be rather bullish, so you should see some type of a 2 o'clock degree trajectory inside that angle there. And when I say 2 o'clock trajectory, I mean if you were to look at a clock, if you were to put the clock hands on 2 o'clock, that's the same position that a stock, if you pan back at a stock's long-term trajectory that the stock should be in, if we're bullish speaking. Anyways, let's take up this last one. Traders and surfers both have to deal with feelings of missing out on the small ones until the big one comes along. They also have to deal with feelings of staying with the big one. And boy, am I dealing with that inside of GME. But you know what? I called that. I called GME. Matter of fact, thanks, Ed Sykota. Beautiful stuff. Thank you to all my trend following legends. Currently, Larry Tintorelli and Druckenmiller, you know, and Soros, some of the guys that are still alive. But, you know, much love to all my trend following legends. But anyways, let's get into the charts. Thank you, Ed Sykota. Speaking of, you know, this long-term trend, see, I called this, not that I called it, I called. I hate to hear someone say I, but I mean, is this a group effort, or are we trading by ourselves? Yes, you're trading by yourself. It's not a group effort. So yes, I called this. Anyways, going back to this structure here on the long-term trend, what I like to call the rounding bottom, so to speak. It's not what I like to call the rounding bottom. When just doing my research, growing up as a trend follower, this structure I've came to known as the rounding bottom, which means a structure rounding at this level here at the bottom of a structure. Anyways, when I saw this rounding structure at the rounding bottom, which looks fairly like TNDM, a lot of APPS and some of the other huge home runs that we've hit here, when I saw this rounding bottom taking place, I started to load up on GME. When I panned out and saw this structure here, long decline, a kind of a medium here, we come to a medium in prices, and we say, okay, this is what we're willing to trade at, you know, for a year or so. And then when I saw it on the yearly, we broke out of this. I said, we're outside of this year's time price now. We're outside of 2020's time price, and we were over 2019's price. Let me see, what's 2019, the highest? Oh, whoa, we're over the highest price in 2019 already, guys. Here's the highest price in 2019 is right here at this level, okay? And so So we're at the high. We already broke through 2019 highs already. All right. So no trouble there. I mean, we barreled against it. Price kind of stutter stepped, and then we boom barreled through those 2019 highs. But anyways, when I saw us breaking through 2020 highs, edging towards 2019 highs, I said, all right, we're going back into price now. Price is going to go back here. So I started loading up, and sure thing, man. And I started loading up back in this area here when I started to notice things, when we started to come inside this area here, which is another big time trend following price indicator breaking over. When you notice a real reversal in play is when you stack over this long drop in price, and there's normally one to the left when you look at a good trend following price breakout. Anyways, boom, man, big time stuff. I saw that all the way through. Rounding structure, I always go with this home run play here. When I saw it this time, I said, I'm not gonna miss this. I'm not gonna mess this trade up. I'm loading up, and I had already took an entry on GME because it had broke out of these highs, and it had just looked good on the yearly. So let's bounce back to the yearly. It had looked really good in this yearly, and I said, Jesus Christ, I'm gonna load up here as we cracked over this. Man, I started loading up at 6 and 7, and then I finally took a huge chunk before this happened around this area, and I just took a huge chunk inside GME, and I said, I'm going to let that work, and I've been letting that work, and that's been really good, man. And but not to mention earnings coming up on the 8th, so watch out inside GME, but I still have a good size position there. I kind of, that's just trend following, man. 101. I don't know what I'm going to do with this earnings coming up, but I'm going to still hold the position. I might loosen up my grip a little bit depending on how we open up in the markets come Monday, but I really like what I did in GME. Good trade. Didn't shit myself out. This earnings might be the boost to get GME through the rest of that chart that's to the left that we were looking at, meaning the price is going further up to the left. So maybe some all-time highs coming up in GME, as you don't know what's going on in that company. In GameStop. Anyways, we're still long FTCH. I know I told you guys this on the last show, and which is why I really didn't make a new November show. Plus, not a lot of people were kind of been doing their own thing. Anyways, I didn't make a show in November, but FTCH from the last show, GME and FTCH, like I told you guys, are like my core positions right now. I don't have a lot spread across the board. That's just how it worked out. But FTCH, along with GME, my core positions. FTCH, man, we've been loaded up on FTCH way back here, dude. We started loading up on FTCH, loading up on it. So we're still long FTCH, and I told you guys about this stock way back here, $8, $9, $16. All right. $16, $17. I mentioned you guys FTCH. So add that home run to our list. FTCH up here. Look at that beast mode, and we're still long. And I'm just gonna let that continue to work. Let me tighten up my time frame as I get more detailed into what I'm showing you guys here. So just consistent higher highs and lows. Consistent. Look at the whole month here, and more or less since the 23rd, just consistent higher highs and lows. Look at that. That's a no-brainer, man. FTCH, I'm happy with that. I think this blue marker is the higher high marker thing. I don't know what that is. Anyways, FTCH just beast mode, man. Robinhood made some good option calls, and like I said, I trade options too. When I trade options, sometimes I follow in my core positions. Like if I'm trading GME and FTCH, they're trading really well. I'll load option calls in those, as I know I'm trend following those. I know the price action in those, and I know that they're trading awfully well. So I don't complicate my trading and my option trading. Anyways, Robinhood as well, man. Been trading this since about 400, since we broke over 4, and I've just been eating that up, just sitting, just loving that. Same movement as FTCH, kind of looks almost identical, just a little bit more gappy here. But FTCH and Robinhood, just beast mode. Look at that. I mean, if you're a trend follower like me and you're not like you stuck in these in fluctuations. You just let a good dog work, just like a good pit bull hunts down a javelina, a good bird dog hunts down a good duck. I mean, just let a good trade work, let a good trend just work its way through there. Beast mode and Robinhood, let that work. I would just take a position now if you're not in that, or take some further out option calls in that kind of late December and just let that thing work, man. Or if you're going to trade options in a stock like that, just wait for a pullback, buy those options on a reduced sell off, and just load your options up, and then wait for another higher high. Just wait for a pullback and buy your options in that. MRNA, man, I tried to traded options in this thing over 100 when I said we're going over 100 here. Easy money in MRNA, beast mode. That since the 23rd, man. Since the 23rd, I started, trading this really heavily. And a lot of money made it in MRNA. I didn't get played out on this gap down either. I kind of figured that, we'd be coming back into the 100 range. But Jesus Christ, man. Beautiful stuff in MRNA. Let that work. I take a position now inside 152 as we hold support there. PFIZER, a part of this whole little thing here. Whoa, he doesn't recognize that. Neither do I. Just show me the real stuff with PFIZER. All right, yeah, not as heavily as MRNA, but just still good stuff here, man. I'd like to take a position inside PFIZER as we're holding this support level here. Boom, take a long on that. Let those options work. I take late December options in PFIZER as well. Take a trend following position. When I say take a trend following position, I mean buying stocks in it. Okay, that's what I mean by a trend following position. It means you're buying stocks in my terminology. I'm buying a position with stocks, and I'm going to let it trade for the long term, which means I'm not going to be worried about the day-to-day fluctuations. Every time we set a new higher high means ching ching, means I'm correct in my in my guesses, in my speculation, quote unquote, not a guessing thing. So take PFIZER, good stuff there. APPS beast mode. You guys know we were trading this back at $3. I don't need to show you that. But this thing's still a good stock, still making higher highs, kind of scribbly inside of here, but still, nevertheless, look at this support here, kind of support trend line right along this moving average here, which is the 200-day moving average. So good stuff there at APPS. Take a long on that. Right where we're at now, put your stop around 40. Let that thing trade. Let's take a look at APPN. I've made some good option calls in this. And let that thing trade. APPN, just beast mode. Just beast mode. Take a long on that. I take a long on this now. Put your stop below 140. Below this point here, you should maybe having some issues. Other than that, let it trade. If you're going to trade options, you might want to, let me see. If we had a red day, I like to buy my options on red days when I know we're in a good trend, because I actually know that we're going to set a higher high. So APPN, a really good place to be. Uber, just beast after the earnings, man. Just beast, which is why I'm not going to sell my GME position. I know this Uber had earnings not too long ago, and just really good price movement there. You can trade options or take a trend following position in that, man. Really good stuff there. Buy out further, and you're buying into strength. So on a green day, so if you're buying it in options. Buying it in a trend following position is different. I like to buy when we're actually green in my trend following positions. When in options, I like to buy them on a red day, because you can buy when a stock option is just way overpriced because it's just breaking out and etc. And buyers start pushing the premiums way above what they're worth, and you just get psyched out on a red day. So I like to buy it on a red day when the premium is really low, and you already know we're going to set another higher high. So that's a no-brainer. LYFT, I might as well speak about LYFT since we're here. There's a Y in there, sir. Take a look at LYFT. Let that thing do its rumble, man. Just as good, as consistent as Uber is, man. Good stuff with LYFT. Take that long. Man, I missed both of those. I should have been buying those a long time ago, but I already have my core positions doing enough for me right now, so I don't need to really cry about missing that. MU, I think, let me see, is this at all-time highs? Hopefully this gives me. So, man, MU at almost all-time highs. Beast mode. I remember this stock from Larry. Used to trade this a lot. Just beast mode. You can't ask more from a trend. Breaking out here. since we broke out over these highs here, just a no-brainer. MU, take a long in that. Now, let me just pan up tighter for you guys so we understand what's going on with price right now. Man, they don't get no simpler than that. Just beautiful stuff here. Just beautiful. Gap up, come into price, gap up, come into price, gap up, come into price. Just really good. And you see it's green here, looking like we're going to come into price again as we did previously. You see here, gap up and then pull back, and then it comes green. So gap up, pull back, and we come green. Gap up, pull back, and we come green. Gap up, pull back, and we come green. Gap up, pull back, and we come starting green. No better place to buy than right now. Put your stop a little bit low, though, below that gap up at 70 and some change. MU, good. Beast mode there. Damn, I skipped across the SPY and DIA without doing what I was supposed to do. SPY, beast mode. Nothing to discuss there. All-time highs. Of course, you know this. You know this. You know this. You know this. SPY, beast mode. Don't get caught in the day-to-day fluctuations. If you're trading options, you got to buy out in that, okay? You got to buy out. You got to buy out. Either buy on a red day or buy out further in time. I mean, buy out further in time. Okay, you got to give that till late December to mature. Okay, if you're gonna buy that. Okay, so SPY, DIA, the Dow. I don't know why I can't ever find the Dow, dude. This is ridiculous. You know, not the Dow Incorporated. I mean the actual Dow. You know what? Let me get away from that. Let me go to what I'm actually looking at here. DIA, man, Spider Jones, dude. Beast mode up there with the SPY, man. Boom, boom, boom. You see it. Buy out, kind of buy on a red day like this, okay? You know we're already when the stock's already bullish, don't get psyched out down here. People are shitting the bed. Every time this thing goes down here, they're shitting the bed. They're shitting the bed. We're bullish, guys. We're bullish. Don't shit the bed here. Buy here. Smart buyers, buying here, all right? We're at the new highs. You could buy that thing now inside the money. You know what I'm saying? If you're trading options and then, 303, 304, 305. But, and a pullback is at its best thing. If you would have bought these options here, you're in the, you understand what I'm saying? So buy those on a pullback if you're trading options in that, okay? DI, BLNK, Blink Systems. I totally missed this. Smack in the face. I was supposed to buy this back here, and I was twiddling my thumbs like I always am. And was full on the positions I had. Didn't need to do any extra buying. So BLNK, good place to be, man. Beast mode. I buy that thing right now. Stop yourself out below 22, below this area, okay? We're going to get ready to wrap up for this December analysis. Christmas, December, my favorite time of the year. I don't give a dang if you don't like that. This is my favorite time of the year. I don't give a dang about COVID. I still love this time of year. I still listen to 99.9. I still listen to all the good Christmas songs, so I love it. Let's turn up. Let's just feed off the good vibes on the energy. I just like to feed off the energy. I'm an energy producer. I'm not an energy sucker, so I produce my own good vibes. But anyways, good time of year. GE. I miss. I was supposed to buy GE and MGI, but I just bought MGI, and I was like, oh my God, you always buy the bad performing one instead of the good performing one. So I didn't buy GE like a dummy, and I just watched it run. So good place to be in GE beast mode. Buy that now if you're trend following and just let that work. Give it some time. Don't be too antsy. Let those work when you're trend following. They take their own time. They're not on your schedule. MGI, like I said, I took a position in this. Was supposed to take a position in both. Rather just took a position here and it shit at the bed. And GE performed. And here I am. I ended up cutting more of my position in MGI to take a position in other positions. So good stuff there, you guys. Good time to be a trader. And I'll see you guys back here. I'll try to get in here before New Year's, and shouts out to all the guys in my trend filing room. I love you guys, man. We're awesome traders. Awesome year. We learned a lot. It's not always about how much money you make. Sometimes it's about how much you learn, and then you'll be able to take what you learned into 2021 and absolutely just slap the crap out of the market right in the face, or just slap your account. Just say boom, let's bang. MGI obviously going to bounce off that 200-day moving average, and good stuff going on there. So I'll see you guys here late December. Man, stay safe and trade your ass off. Happy trend following. And you guys trade safe and forget COVID. For reals.